I'm Jennifer Kirk, and this is following on from one of my previous videos where some of the people in the comments mentioned about the record collection that was behind me, where I did the opening of the Hornby Northumbrian set. So I thought, we'd change a gear and just sort of talk about records for a change. As you can see, the record wall behind me now, that's been behind me in some of the videos. Yes, I do have quite an interest in collecting records. This goes way back. I used to be a DJ. I've worked in local radio, there was, I think everybody goes through that period in their late teens, early 20s, where music is everything about them. It defines who they are. It's pretty much, you've got a permanent soundtrack to your life going on. As I've got older, that's kind of waned a little bit as I've gone on and bought a house and had a job and a career and all of this sort of thing. But I still recognise really good music when I hear it, and I still do occasionally dip into this massive record collection behind me. And we're going to take a look now at some of my personal favourites and some of the more unusual things that I've picked up over the years. Well, first things first, the eye is always drawn to some of the big box sets. So this is Pink Floyd, this is Pulse, it's a live album that they did. The LP version, which is quite unusual. Most people, if you did buy this, you bought it on CD and it had that flashing red light. And I know somebody who actually used that as a cheap car alarm because he just left the slipcase with the light that would continually flash. There was no on and off button. There was a battery hidden away in it, like a little watch battery. And he left that in the ashtray of his car so that thieves would apparently think that he had a very posh car alarm. But the vinyl version doesn't have the flashy light, but what you do get is you get these 4 lovely LPs with all the artwork on. So the sound quality is very, very good. But I suppose more importantly than anything else, you get this lovely hardback book in there, which has got all of the pictures that were kind of really tiny in the CD sleeve, but you can actually see what's going on with these. So it's a lovely box set, and I've only ever seen one other than the one that I've got. So I know that they were generally available, but very hard to get hold of these days. So we're just going to put that down over there, and we're going to take a look at some of the other things. We're also drawn to, there's another box set behind me, fairly prominent. It always does show up in the videos. And this is the box set of an Oasis album. This is the Masterplan. I've actually got the regular version right next to it. So as you can see, the same cover, but this is double vinyl LP gatefold, and it's a collection of all their really good B-sides. But when it came out, I happened to be young and foolish and in the fan club, so I put my name down for a super duper ultra. Oh, it's quite dusty and dirty. Ultra limited edition box set, which is, if we open this up, it's actually, I think it's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 7 10-inch discs, all separate. So you've basically got, if I pull one of these out, you've got a 10-inch disc and it has a single song on each side. So very reminiscent of the old Bakelite 78s that I remember knocking about in like great-grandparents' houses when I was very young. I don't know how many of these there are, but they are certainly very rare. And lo and behold, I got one. And so there we are. There's a little booklet in here as well, which a bit like the Pink Floyd thing. We've got all the. I think we've got the. Yeah, it's got the full story of all the B-sides, because Oasis were one of the last groups to really put the effort in for B-sides, and rather than just being remixes or demo versions, there were actual different unique songs that weren't on any of the albums. And indeed the title track, the Masterplan, was one of the B-sides from the single Wonderwall, which I remember buying that single. In fact, Oasis were one of the first groups that I really got into in a big way. I can remember going to see them in a little dive of a place down in South Manchester before they were signed. And then not long after, there was a single came out. I'll dig it out. I mean, let's see. Super Soul, I think that was the first one. There you are, there's Oasis's first single on 12-inch vinyl. With the B-sides, Take Me Away and I Will Believe Live. And I remember going out and buying this from X Records in Bolton, because they were a group that I'd seen live, and I thought, wow, I really want some of that. I quite like them. And certainly their early stuff was very good. Later on they went a bit downhill, but that's just my opinion. The massive Pink Floyd section here. Then we've got another group which I discovered early on, and this is Goldfrapp. We've got all of the albums and most of the singles. Let's see, where's my favourite? A lot of these albums are in, I've got them in these PVC cases, and this just stops the edges from rubbing. But there we are, if I take that out of the way, there's the very first Goldfrapp album, and I love this album, I really do. Felt Mountain. If you ever listen to it, it's not obscure, but it's not certainly the most well-known of Goldfrapp albums. But there's a lot of tracks on here you might actually recognise from the late 90s, from things like mobile phone adverts. For some reason they seem to crop up an awful lot. Let's see further on. Got Gorillas. Here, this is just shows I do still buy new music, and you can still get it on vinyl. This is hanging with the kids. Very occasionally, late night, I do sometimes listen to Radio 1 for my sins. And it's been a long time since I'd have listened to Radio 1 during the day. These days, it's more akin to having a rusty screwdriver repeatedly jabbed into your eardrum, and all of the pain and anguish that accompanies that. But of an evening, you get DJs who are more likely to play music that people actually want to listen to. There's a reason that Radio 1's losing listeners hand over fist. But this group, the Foals, came across, listened to Radio 1 late at night, and they played the Foals, and I quickly jotted down a note. I thought I'd never heard of them, but they sound really good. And I managed to get on import from America their newest album, Holy Fire. In fact, let's have a look on the date on this. Yeah, 2013, so there we go. Proof that you can still buy LPs. In fact, I'm told that LPs now outsell any other physical format of music. They outsell CDs because they got that kind of trendy, hipster kind of vibe to them. But if you listen to them, you get a high quality virgin vinyl press, 180 grams, and the sound quality of a decent Stanton cartridge or Autophon cartridge is incredible. A CD cannot touch it. A download cannot touch it. Analog. I know it sounds pretty like I'm an old fuddy-duddy stuck in the past, but analog is the way ahead. It's the way our ears work, so we might as well listen to stuff in analog, because that's how your brain's dealing with it. Well, I've just been given the hurry up, so we're going to round this off. Maybe we'll revisit some of the vinyl collection later on. I mean, there's certainly stuff here for the more old school connoisseurs, so let's pick an album out at random, and we've got Queen Live Magic. It is all there, all good stuff, but until next time, this is me, Jennifer Kirk, saying you take very good care of yourself. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, don't forget to like and share this video, and leave a comment if you really feel the need to leave a comment, but no rude stuff. We've had a few people being pervy, and you know who you are, and it's not big and it's not clever. I don't know whether you're taking the rip or not, but no serious comments, please. You take good care of yourself, and maybe we'll dip into the vinyl collection next time around. Unfortunately, for copyright reasons, can't actually play you any of these tracks, but I'm sure that if I talk about something you think that sounds interesting, I'm sure you can find it somewhere off the Naughty Network, or if you want to pay for it, off iTunes. Anyway, take care, bye for now.